Yeah, so I think a lot of attention is on what happened at the debate yesterday. You and Dr. Dilip Krishnan takes the visit. So Mr. Hinchike clarified the stand this morning, his stand this morning. So just do you accept their position? What Mr. Heng and what Dr. Krishnan
the thing is that what came out in the Straits Times was what everybody read, and that he had referred to in his. You've got that transcript of him answering his student, and he had referred to Mr. Liu Kai-ke. And Mr. Liu Kai-ke, of course, is known for the fact that he's come out saying this 10 population. Then I can understand that's why Straits Times then put two and two together and then published that 10 billion population figure. And when you are just a reader and you read it, he says population density is not excessive in Singapore. And then he cites, immediately goes and cites the 10 million population, Liu Kai-ke, which then Straits Times actually put in. How do you expect, just a normal reader to conclude? So when we voice this out, and it's just not him only. If you read today Yeo Lam Keong's post, for example, Yeo Lam Keong was saying, if you go at the rate of this 1%, 2% growth rate in terms of labor population, you hit 2050, you hit 10 million in about 2050. So all these things, and do you remember also the HDB chief executive, I forget his name, Cheong, I think, he also said population density will grow. And then the rate that somebody calculated, this guy wrote then in a letter to the Foreign Straits Times, also predicted, said something, if we continue at this rate, we will hit 10 million by 2030. So all these things are just concerns that we have. Mm-hmm. And that's why I made sure that we ask categorically, tell Singaporeans, and then then it's over, correct? So we were no way coming up and plucking things out of thin air. There's been a lot of talk about it, and the residents are now saying, okay, 10 million, and they were saying it's so good that SDP has brought this up, and we've put a stop to it. So we're glad that at least one of the issues that we've raised, the government has clarified. So we want to go ahead and push. We're feeling very good about the fact that it's been a good victory.
Okay.
So Zahan from Straits Times, I just wanted to ask, there were some of wishes, they look very animated later when they spoke to me, which they're very seriously. Can you share with us what are the points that they're bringing up, especially in the last few days towards voting day?
Well, these are the issues. I mean, look, when we go on the ground and we hear what people say, and we reflect that in our manifesto, our policies, and from there we distill it into this 411N. And these are issues that resonate with them. Things like, for example, this population, and many of them are very concerned about retrenchments as well. And so, they've asked us how does it work, that kind of thing. And we've got questions also that how do we, pay for this, and they're very curious in that sense. And we've explained to them many times before already. We say you add these two up, these two schemes that we put up, you're talking about $5 billion annually. And then you compare to one shot that they're good on 100 billion. So we just want people to get a sense of the, put in a perspective, how much is much, that kind of thing. It may sound a lot, but compared to this other budget that the government's put out, how does it stack out? So these are things that they've been very concerned about, and we've been wanting to address them as well.
Can I ask, you mentioned just now, it's about putting two and two together, right? Basically what you read in the Straits Times, even though Mr. Heng's transcript didn't say 10 million, but because the Straits Times inserted that number, but then Dr. Balakrishnan said that what you mentioned was a false statement. So what you're actually saying, I want to clarify, what you're actually saying that it's not false, you're just not given the proper context and the background.
No. We will. These figures have been mentioned repeatedly, right? Mr. Liu Kai-ke, and then Mr. Heng mentioned his name in the context of saying that the population density is not excessive in Singapore, right? And we want to make it clear. And as I said, this HDB CEO has actually was making this computation, this population density as well. And so we just want to make, for the PAP to categorically say, right? We're not making any assumptions. We're saying that these are numbers that have been banded
Okay,
about,
okay.
right? And we just want to hear from the horse's mouth.
Okay.
Tell Singaporeans right now that you're not,
Okay.
that the government is not going to
Okay.
put in this 10 million population.
Okay. Okay.
How does it constitute a falsehood?
Okay.
I have no idea, right? You ask a question and then they jump in, that's a falsehood. You know, we're not able to ask questions anymore, right? So this is something that we need to get over. This is kind of you not wanting to give figures and be clear about it.
Okay.
You're hinting at that. You're hinting at this.
Okay.
And then after that, you say, you know, people are jumping to really false things.
Could it be also because when you have the no to 10 million population, it sounds as if like it's actually a government policy objective, and so in that sense, people might say, "Hey, how come SPP you never do your research properly?"
No. Then what you guys, I say, you go back to Straits Times. Ask Mr. Heng at that time. Did he correct? He asked Straits Times, right? And Straits Times clarified today. Correct not? Today. When it was published in 2019, what did he say? Did he tell them, "Hey guys, this is not right. Now, clear it." Right? He didn't say that. So when somebody comes along and looks at it, how do you know, what are we supposed to see? So there was, I mentioned Mr. Lam Pyong, right? Anybody reading it? Or I think there was another, Sudhir Vadaket. He put on his blog as well. Anyone reading it would come to this conclusion, saying that, look, you know, it's just as an average person reading it will come to this conclusion. And then we kept asking, and he never said anything. He never came up to refute Straits Times. Only today. And it was only after I brought it up yesterday. So that's
Okay.
that's the context of it.
One more question. There's been a lot of talk about the NCNP scheme. So, I mean, the PAP side, they said that, you know, there's the NCNP scheme, opposition don't need to be worried about PAP having blank checks. And then some opposition politicians have spoken their view about the NCNP scheme. So, I just want to ask for you personally, assuming that you are one of the best users, quote unquote, you know, in this PE, and you are being offered the NCNP position. Have you thought of whether to take it up? And what's your view, what's your take on this NCNP?
We are 1 week away from fall, and you're making this prediction that we're not going to. No, but really,
Assuming lah, I mean, let's say lah.
Frankly speaking, I'll be very honest. You know, these things have been absolutely crazy these last couple of days. I honestly haven't had time to sit and think, and I just don't want to come up and just tell you something which I'm not really processed and considered.
Okay. So for you personally, you haven't considered whether to accept. But what about the scheme itself? I'm sure you have thoughts about the scheme.
We've in the past made mention of this, and again, I want to go back and just be very clear about what we said, and not just off the top of my head. I mean, look, we've managed very little sleep, as you can tell, and then these couple of days just been going up and down media corp, so it's been tremendously difficult. So we'll have to see then what happens. I couldn't tell you right now.
Okay. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're quite a rock star. You're quite a rock star.